You're listening to the British Baseball Podcast. Welcome, baseball family, to Around the Bases, the British baseball audio fanzine that showcases you, your team's results, and your league. If you'd like to get involved or feature in this, you can submit a short video like Niall does, or a voice message via DM or email, which is britishbaseballpodcast@gmail.com, saying who you are, who you play for, and then give us an overview of your weekend series. Let me know what all the things that were great, everything that went wrong, and also all the amazing bits and pieces in between. Maybe it's a dazzling rookie display, a no-hitter, a walk-off grand slam, or maybe you just want to give some love to your team and your teammates. So here's your chance. This is the weekend of the 3rd of July, 2021, which saw good old British weather play its part again in this week's action. So if you don't hear your team called out this week, it's because it's been rained off. So as always, most teams are playing a double-header series that should last 7 innings, or it's cut short due to a time limit or mercy rule. A massive shout out to Matt Moran of the Ducks Across the Pond podcast for writing up this week's spreadsheet. It's absolutely fantastic work from him. Really appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. Just a quick note, I've got some standings for you as well. So we should have an overview of who's doing what, where, and when. And the BBF stats, scores, and standings are brought to you by stats.britishbaseball.org, the game day website, which has your scores updated by you. So let's get into the action. We have women's baseball UK starting at Farnham Park in Slough. We had the London Mayhem taking on the Bristol Bobcats, which ended up being a 13-9 victory for the Mayhem. And they were also victorious in their second game against the Sheffield Bruins, as that one went 8-5 to the Mayhem. Bells baseball in action against Bristol Bobcats. Their first game was won 14-10, and then they faced the Telford 26ers, and that was a victory for the Telford side as they won 11-10 against the Bells baseball team. Final game of the day saw the Sheffield Bruins take on the Telford 26ers, and that was a Bruins win as they took that one 21-4. So let's have a quick look at the WB UK standings. Top spot, we have London Mayhem side there with 5 wins and 1 loss. We have the Bells in second place with 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie game. The Sheffield Bruins with a 3-2 stat, and then you've got the Bristol Bobcats in 4th spot with 1 win, 2 losses, 1 tied, and then the Cambridge Valkyries with 1 win, 3 losses, 1 tied, and Telford at the bottom with their 1 win and 5 losses, 1 tied. Moving on now to the BBF NBL. We have the Hearts Falcons travelling to the London Legends in Roundshaw playing fields. Jack McCarthy was the standout there, pitching 8 strikeouts over 5 innings. Connor Brown had 5 RBIs, 1 home run and 1 double. And Phil Clark for Hearts also had a 3-run home run in the first inning. And that went to 15-3 in favour of the Legends. Game 2 in the series saw the Legends come out on top again with 11-1. Standout pitching from Will Clayton with 7 strikes out. He only gave up 1 run, and Angel Chira had 3 RBIs on 2 doubles. Ren Quantrill with stellar defense, throwing a dart to home from centre field to get an out late in the game. Staying at Roundshaw playing fields in Croydon, where the Lancashire Legends took on the London Capitals. Lewis Wampler leading off with for the Capitals with 2 RBIs and 2 stolen bases in that game. And that was 10-1 to the Capitals. Game 2 saw a Capitals victory again as they won 16-3. Reese Wilson with 3 hits and 2 RBIs, and Alex Deacon for the Lancashire side helping his team out with 2 RBIs. Over to Finsbury Park in London, where the Mets welcomed the Essex Arrows. Good game at the plate for Dylan Baxter, who's the Mets rookie outfielder, who went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a double, as the Mets won that one 10-4, and the Mets beat the Arrows in the second game 5-3. Essex got to go ahead on the Mets with early runs from Ali Lorenzo and Giovanni Escalona, but the Mets came back in the third with Drake Yoshida coming up with a save in the top of the 7th. BBF AAA. We have the Redbacks of Essex, the AAA side there, taking on the Essex Arrows AAA at Melbourne Park in Chelmsford. Game 1 going 11 runs to 10 in favour of the Redbacks, with the Redbacks leading the entire way through the game, but the Arrows tied the game in the top of the 7th. However, it was the Redbacks getting a walk-off from a wild pitch in the bottom of the 7th. Game 2 was an absolute pitcher's duel between Richard Chesterton and Giovanni Pappalardo. 10 strikeouts for Chesterton, only 1 run in the game, and that was scored by Mauro Perez as the Essex Arrows win that one 1-0. Over to Floodfield in Ham, where the Richmond Knights AAA side took on the London Mammoths. Game 1 saw Ray Rodriguez striking out 9 in the complete game outing for Richmond. At the plate, Matt Joplin for Richmond had 3 hits and 4 RBIs as the Knights win that one 9 runs to 6. And a high-scoring second game, 23 RBIs for the Mammoths hitters, 2 home runs for the Richmond Knights in the bottom of the second. And that's Ray Rodriguez going deep to right centre and Osmel Vasquez taking his to the left. The Knights used 5 different pitchers during the game as they looked for answers, but ultimately it'd be the Mammoths that would win this one 29 runs to 16. Going to Salford Sports Club in Salford, where the Southwest Rebeldes welcome the Bristol Badgers, and Rebeldes pitchers Miguel Sanchez gives up only 2 hits and strikes out 6. 2 home runs for the Rebeldes, both dingers coming in the bottom of the 4th via the bat of Jez Jimenez and Miguel Sanchez, and that ended up being a win for the Rebeldes, 11 runs to 3. Quite a close and high-scoring second game, which ended up 16 runs to 11 in favour of the Rebeldes, and it was Ramon Martinez hitting a grand slam in the bottom of the 6th to put the game out of reach. BBF AA, we have the Essex Archers at home to the Milton Keynes Bucks at Townmill Playing Fields in Waltham Abbey. It's 4 stolen bases in the game for Tom McVeigh, and pitcher Darren Ward and Jed Oliver Ruffles going the full 7-inning distance from the mound against each other, and it's Ward that picks up the W as the Milton Keynes Bucks win 19 runs to 8. Game 2, a 7 RBI game. Joshua Ralph Barrett, who also had 7 strikes out as a pitcher in the same game. The Bucks scoring 11 runs in the second inning and 9 runs in the third in an impressive victory as they won that second game 28 runs to 2. Going over to Christ College in Guildford, with the Mavericks taking on the East London Latin Boys AA. The Mavericks win 8 runs to 6 in game 1. Adam Gould hitting a home run in the bottom of the 4th for the Mavericks, bringing home Lewis Bowden to add to the excitement of the game. And in game 2, it saw that man, Adam Gould, doing what he did in the first game, just for fun, hit another home run deep in the bottom of the 1st to get that second home run of the day, as the Mavericks scored 7 runs in the first inning, and pitcher Ben Burgess only allowing 2 hits all day as the Mavericks sweep the Latin Boys, and that was 12 runs to 0. Back over to Finsbury Park in London for the London Musketeers and the Sidewinders game, and pitcher Tomo Tanaka pitching all 7 innings and getting the win in a really close back and forth game of baseball as the Sidewinders win 19 runs to 12. Game 2 saw another victory going to the Sidewinders as they won that one 9 runs to 5. Richmond Dragons AA side were at home in Flood Fields. Both Dragons runs coming in the bottom of the 4th, but the Pirates put in 5 runs in the first innings and the third inning to add to an impressive score as the Croydon Pirates win game 1 12 runs to 2. And it'll be another Pirates victory as they plundered the Dragons 10 runs to 9 in a close encounter. BBF Single A. We have the Bracknell Inferno taking on the Guildford Millers at Westmoreland Drives in Bracknell. Game 1 saw 10 RBIs for the Bracknell lineup and 22 stolen bases, and they won that one 12 runs to 2. And in game 2, a high-scoring 17 runs to 11 victory for the Inferno, which saw 6 stolen bases by Chris Taylor of the Infernos, 2 hits for a double and 2 stolen bases from Kimmy of the Miller as well. That's Kimmy Hope. Going down the road now to Claremont School in St. Leonards-on-Sea, where we have the South Coast Sea Dogs and the Tonbridge Bobcats. And to tell us a bit more about this is the Bobcats, Niall Rafferty, with the recap.
Hey Matt, glad to be able to give you a report this week. The weather once again threatened to ruin our games, but thankfully it wasn't to be. This weekend we welcome the South Coast Sea Dogs for a single A South East doubleheader. As has been the case almost every game week, we had the opportunity to give another new member their league debut, with young Nick Effingham playing his first game, a definite trend for us this year. Both games this week went the way of the Bobcats, 13-9 in the first game and 21-8 in the second. The standout play in Game 1 was our pitcher Grant Theus having a line drive hit straight back to him on the mound, and without flinching he showed great reflexes to catch it barehanded for the out. Respect was shown from both sides for that play. The game was close and really could have gone either way until we just pulled away towards the end for the victory. Game 2 was played in a similar vein, close at the beginning, a bit of back and forth, but we managed to pull away once again towards the end for another victory in Game 2. Unfortunately, no home runs this week, but both Rob Crangle for us and Liam from the Sea Dogs came close to the highlight moment. All in all, a good day all round. The Sea Dogs were great opponents and it made for a great experience for all, and thanks to them for travelling up. Once again, thanks Matt, and speak soon.
Fantastic as always, Niall. Cheers again for your contributions. That's perfect little roundup. So if you want to send a little image like that or a little video, you can just drop us a note, britishbaseballpodcast@gmail.com, or hit me up on the social medias and let's get talking and get your game read out there by someone that doesn't sound like me. So exciting games there. Just a quick recap: South Coast Sea Dogs and the Tonbridge Bobcats. Bobcats winning game 1, 13 runs to 9, and game 2, 21 runs to 8. Let's have a look now at the Bournemouth Bears single A side as at Ferndown Leisure Centre in Ferndown as they took on the Bristol Bucks. Game 1 saw 7 stolen bases for Mitch Sullivan of the Bears and 3 RBIs for Nelson Ferreira of Bournemouth's side. And it was the Bears that won 15 runs to 4. An extremely tight second game, which saw the Bears going 15 runs to 14 with 3 RBIs for the Bucks third base player Jake Harris. Back to Finsbury Park now, London Minotaurs and the Hearts Eagles. The Hearts side would win game 1, 15 runs to 4, 2 RBIs and 5 stolen bases for Jake Case of the Eagles. And game 2, an extremely tight game, but it's the Hearts Eagles that sweep the Minotaurs 8 runs to 7 in game 2. 2 hits, 1 RBI and 3 stolen bases for Riley Charles of the Minotaurs, who also pitched and played third base in that game too. So let's have a look at some more standings. Starting off in the NBL, London Mets sit at the top of the table with 18 wins and 2 losses. London Capitals occupy second spot with 14 wins and 2 losses. And Essex Arrows in third with an even 10 wins, 10 losses there. Then at the bottom of the table, you've got Lancashire Legends in fourth place, 5 wins and 12 losses. London Legends in fifth with 3 wins and 12 losses. And yet to get off the board, the Hearts Falcons with 0 wins and 12 losses. I look at the AAA South, East London Latin Boys are at the top with 9 wins and 4 losses. Essex Redbacks AAA at 8 and 4. In third spot, we have the Essex Arrows AAA with 9 and 5. And London Mammoths are tied in fourth place with the London Marauders as they both have evens. And it's the Mammoths with 7 and 7 and the Marauders with 6 and 6. Kent Buccaneers AAA are 2 wins and 7 losses. And Richmond Knights 2 wins and 10 losses. AAA Southwest and Wales, we have the Bournemouth Bears AAA side at the top with 5 wins and 1 loss. Vectra at 6 and 4, Southwest Rebellions with 3 and 5, and Bristol Badgers at the bottom with 2 and 6. AAA Central, Milton Keynes Bucks are 9 and 1. They're taking top spot, and close behind them are the Cambridge Monarchs with 10 wins and 4 losses. Oxford Kings in third place with 7 and 5, and then the Essex Archers AA are at 7 and 7. Norwich Iceni are fourth, tied as well with their 5 and 5 record, and just in at the bottom of the table, Hearts Hawks with 0 wins and 16 losses. Then we have the AA South. We have the Croydon Pirates at the top of the table with 15 wins and 2 losses. Sidewinders close behind them in second spot with 14 wins and 2 losses. Guildford Mavericks with 10 wins and 6 losses, with London Musketeers in fourth place with 10 and 7. Richmond Dragons are 3 and 17, and East London Latin Boys AA side are 1 win and 19 losses. Single A Central, Essex Redback Single A at the top of the table with 15 wins and 1 loss. Close behind there, London Mustangs in second place with 12 wins and 1 loss. Hearts Eagles with a 5 and 8. And then behind them in fourth spot, Hearts Raptors with 2 and 5. Hearts London is in 5th place with 3 and 8, and London Minotaurs at the bottom of the table in 6th spot with 0 wins and 14 losses. Single A7, we have the Cardiff Millions at the top of the table with 6 wins, 0 losses. Bournemouth Bears Single A with 4 and 2 record. And then we have the Bristol Bats with 4 wins, 2 losses, 1 tied game. And Bristol Brunos with 4 wins, 4 losses, and 1 tied game. Single A South looks like this, with the 2 Brighton sides occupying the top 2 places, with the Brewers sitting in number 1 spot with 12 wins and 2 losses. And the Brighton Jets are with 9 wins and 5 losses. Guildford Goldcats with 10 wins and 6 losses occupy 3rd spot, with Bracknell Inferno in 4th place with an even 7 and 7, and Richmond Dukes with 2 wins, 9 losses, 1 tied, and Guildford Millers at the 6th spot with 1 win, 12 losses, and 1 tied game. Single A South East, Kent Mariners sit at the top of the table with 5 wins and 1 loss. The Tonbridge Wildcats at 7 and 3, and the Tonbridge Bobcats at 4 and 6 with the 3rd place. Kent Buccaneers Single A with 2 wins and 4 losses in 4th, and then tied for 5th place is the South Coast Sea Dogs and the South Coast Pirates, with the Sea Dogs with 0 wins, 4 losses, and the Pirates with a 0 and 2 record. Single A Wessex looks like this. Taunton Muskets at top spot with 4 wins, 2 losses, and then Cornish Clay Cutters and the Western Jets both tying for 2nd with 2 wins and 4 losses, and the Bristol Bucks there at the bottom with 0 and 8. So on to Baseball Scotland. Like a lovely weekend of baseball there, and one of the places we would expect there to be rain and bad weather, it wasn't. We had Andy Brown, the artist, painting the game in Aberdeen for Granite City Oilers and the Tayport Breakers, and it would be a great day there for the birthday boy painting the Aberdeen side.
Hi Matt, this is John from Ball Caps and Bagpipes with the Scottish Baseball National League scores for week 4. First score is 19-2 in favour of the Granite City Oilers at home to the Tayport Breakers. A massive victory for the Oilers. Tayport still looking for their first ever win in league play. However, when you flip it over to the single league development side, they have been doing very well. So I think it's only a matter of time before they get going. In Glasgow, the Galaxy hosted my Comets. The Glasgow Comets left that game 7-6 victors. It was a fantastic game of baseball, one of the finest I've ever been involved with. So Comets improving to 3-0, Galaxy 41-2 for the season. What a game that was. Final score of this week is Edinburgh Diamond Devils. They defeated the Cannons 12-1 to continue their excellent start to the season. Cannons still struggling. Hopefully they'll right the ship a bit in the coming weeks, and we'll see some more competition in those derbies. That's your full slate of games from this week. See you soon, Matt.
Unfortunately, there's no results to bring you from the East of England Baseball League at time of recording, or from the British Baseball League. And we're going to have a quick look at some of the games that were played over in the West County Baseball League. We had the Essex Spitfires take on the Plymouth Mariners, and that was a 28-1 victory to the away team, the Exeter Spitfires. And unfortunately, I haven't got any results for you at time recording for the West Midlands Baseball League. So thank you very much for your time again today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, if you want to get involved in these, just drop me a line and train hard, stay safe, and I'll see you all next week. Take care. Ta-ra.